Hi y'all, this is Diane Sanders at Sanders Family Real Estate again, giving you some tips. Today we're going to do a very timely buyer's tip in this hot market we're seeing in 2021. Buyers, there's 5 things you need to do to make a strong offer and hopefully get it accepted. Nearly every buyer that I am working with now has gotten a home. So there are ways you can strengthen your offer. Now, every buyer obviously can't do all these things, but I'm going to give you the list to strive for of what you could do. First of all, guys, I know you all want a deal. I know you want a deal. We're humans. We all want a deal. But in this very, very strong seller's market, the deal for you is getting that house. Recent data I saw was that the market is up almost 20% from this time last year. That's unheard of. Now in this hot market, this is what we're doing to get buyers homes. Y'all, this is number 1. You must have a very strong approval letter or pre-approval letter with a good local lender. Be sure they've pulled your credit. Be sure they've done the verifications. Be sure they've checked your employment, because the listing agent is very likely going to call that loan officer. And if that loan officer can't sound confident about your loan, you may get scratched off the list right then and there. The number 2 thing that you really need to do to get your offer accepted in this market, and I know it hurts, I'm sorry, but you really need 20% down. It's not mandatory, you don't have to, but if you have 20% down payment, that's going to help you in the eyes of the seller and the listing agent. Sellers and listing agents seem to be of the belief that more money on a down payment makes a stronger loan. And keep in mind, these sellers are getting 3, 4, 5, 20 offers on houses depending on the price range and where they're located. In general, and of course there's exceptions to everything, but in general, the food chain on offers is all cash, 20 or 30% down, and then your minimum down, FHA. The third thing you need to do to make a real strong offer, guys, is you need to give more option money. Option money is what you're giving the seller up front. You're telling them, I can back out for any reason whatsoever and you keep this money. And there's a time limit on that. Historically, it's kind of been $100 to $200 to have 10 days. That gives you a nice leisurely amount of time to call an inspector, go over the report. We don't have the luxury of that time anymore for our buyers. So your option money needs to be high. But if you've got a house that you really like, it looks like the roof is good from what you can tell, you don't see any glaring foundation issues, the air and heat appear to be good. If all those things appear to be good, I'm not telling you don't get an inspection, but on the surface, you want to feel like those things are good. Because if you put up a high amount of option money and you back out for any reason, the most common reason is inspections, you are going to lose that money. So don't put down a high amount of option money if you don't have good confidence. But if you can put that option money down, that puts you higher on the pecking order, because the seller knows you're not just going to get an inspection report or the first sign of any trouble and just run off, because they know they've got that $1,000. I'm using $1,000 because that's what we're doing very commonly. I am doing some $500 ones, but $500 to $1,000 on most of my buyers. On that same note is the option period. The time has historically been about 10 days. We can't do that now. It needs to be 3 days, 5 days, maybe 7 days. Some buyers are waiving inspections altogether. I'm not advising my clients to do that, because I think an inspection is very, very important. So if you can put up a higher amount of option money and shorten that time to 3 to 5 days, that may help win you the house as well. Strong pre-approval letter, more money down, more option money, shorter option period. Those are 4. Number 5, the appraisal. I've done videos on appraisals and I talk to people all the time on appraisals. Appraisals are coming from the lender. It's to protect the lender. The lender wants to know that the money they're loaning the house is sufficient for what the current market conditions are. If that appraisal comes in lower, your loan may require you to put more money down as a down payment. So consider that. Consider a potential appraisal waiver, or at least a partial waiver. So say if the house appraises for $5,000 lower than sales price, You, as the buyer, may be willing to put down an additional $5,000 on your down payment to make the deal work. It's not money you lose, it's just more money down. Those are the top 5 things. However, I'm going to give you a bonus. You want to be very flexible with the seller. Be flexible on your closing date. Be flexible in letting the seller lease the house back if they want to. It's a tough market, buyer, but some of the homes are very beautiful out there and probably worth it. Call me if I can help you. This is Diane Sanders at Sanders Family Real Estate.